This channel really has gone a long way, hasn't it? Well, let's go with every single one of my informational videos now. Explore my evolution and all the different errors and all the different corrections I've made to my work. This is how purple pigmen break all known laws of gravity. We only know these claims because of this guy, who doesn't exist. We know this because of a Pikilopedia entry about purple pigmen. And to sum it up, they break gravity when they jump. You may be wondering how he comes into play of this. Why is he purple? He's not purple because he's feeling silly. He's purple because that's his form when he's in the real world. Basically, purple pigmen jump on him, so he turns purple because when the purple pigmen jumped, it changed gravity around him. It reveals his physical form. That's right. This is not his physical form. This is when he's not even in our world. Olimar even calls this creature the non-existent entity. All of this happened because he jumped. Pigmen enemies. So beautiful, so round, so in nature. So beautiful and mostly. And then there's this. What is this? This, my friend, is the man at legs, who, it looks like part of the Arachnorb family, but he's fully mechanical. He also has guns in his body. To take him down, you have to throw Pikmin above at the orb, and eventually break off the parts. You have to do this, of course, while dodging the heavy machine guns inside of him. Like all Arachnorbs, yellow Pikmin are the way to go. They can jump higher than regular Pikmin, and they're just easy to get. But remember, this thing is in the same franchise as this. I think out of all of the Pikmin series, Glow Pikmin has to be the worst Pikmin ever. Don't get me wrong, Glow Pikmin is one of the best. It's like immune to everything. Apart from him. But getting Glow Pikmin is what makes them bad in my opinion. You see, you have to do night missions, which give you Glow Pikmin seeds. And other than the fact that you need to do these missions to cure the seedlings, they don't serve any other purpose. Now again, they are basically invincible, but so are Bulbmin, and Bulbmin are the GOAT. I don't know why, I just really don't like Glow Pikmin. So I think that he's really just the worst. Yeah, let's talk about the the creeping frog toad thing first appeared in Pikmin 2. And boy, did he have a glow up from Pikmin 4. They just look much, much better, and they actually look like a toad. This thing still gives me nightmares. What's the rarest type of Pikmin? You may be thinking it's Bulbmin, only appearing in certain caves in Pikmin 2, but the answer is that's not even close. The actual answer is Puffmin, but you probably didn't know that because it's very, very rarely found in the game. In 1, an enemy called the Puffstool can spray your Pikmin to turn them into Puffmin, who will keep attacking Olimar until you whistled them enough. Because of how obscure this type of Pikmin is, and the enemy with it, it's very, very easy to assume that this is the rarest type of Pikmin. The most dangerous Pikmin enemy is often a question left for debate, but today we solve it. Emperor Bulblax? No. The Water Wraith is powerful, but purple Pikmin reveal their weakness. The Smoky Prog. First appearing in Pikmin 1, he appears in the perplexing pool levels. However, in Pikmin 4, he appears again with his iconic death trail. This behemoth leaves a trail that when Pikmin step on it, they immediately die. In Pikmin 1, any Pikmin that came in contact with him also immediately die. The upside in Pikmin 1 is that if you kill him, you get a seed that can increase the population of a Pikmin by 100. But let's be honest, he is the most dangerous. Pop quiz, who is this? I'm waiting. If you said Emperor Bulblax, then you're wrong. This is Emperor Bulblax, appearing in Pikmin 1 and 2. This is the Southern Bulblax, appearing in Pikmin 4. It's weird, I know. Here are some Bulblax facts. What do you think this guy's species is? If you said Bulborb, you're incorrect. If you were trying to be smart and said bread bugs, since most dwarf Bulborbs are bread bugs, then you're also incorrect. These things are part of the poisonous family. Same thing as puffstool. Also, you heard me right. These things aren't actually a type of bulblax, nor a grub dog. These things are bread bugs. Oh yay, another video on glow Pikmin. Today I want to talk about the Pikmin family, but more specifically, how glow Pikmin isn't in there. There are 2 specifications for being a Pikmin. 1, you have to come from an onion. And while yes, they have the luminol, it's still not the same. You also have to be in the Pikmin family, but glow Pikmin are in the ? Family. They also can't die. When they die, they get transported back to the luminol. Even Yanni points this out. These are items, not Pikmin. Breadbug family time. This is a breadbug that uses mimicry to blend in with Bulborbs. This one's weird because it's also a breadbug, but it got taken over by a poisonous puffshroom. This is also a breadbug that got taken over by a parasitic Pikmin. Here's the weird part though. This thing is in the same family as the puffstool, but we talked about that. How could it be strange? This is most likely also in that family since it's also being taken over by a toxstool or puffstool. And I think you can tell, but he's a Pikmin as well. And if you connect the dots, then this Pikmin is in the same family as this creature. Want more evidence? This is a Pikmin Bulborb, or specifically, a dwarf Bulborb, which are bread bugs. What's more crazy though is that Louis doesn't really like eating bread bugs that much. Yes, this is a Pikmin enemy. This is the Ghoulix. If you visit the impact site after day 8, an odd numbered day, then on a tree stump you get to find the Ghoulix. Now, the developers of Pikmin 4 went, what if we make the Ghoulix, but if it was nectar? This is the final boss of the secluded courtyard. It appears to be in the same family as the Sun Squish. Like most bosses, the Fulix is easily killed with Ice Pikmin. While in Pikmin 1, just use any and all Pikmin. Oh, and do not throw any Pikmin at it. Let's talk about nectar. This regular nectar appears in every Pikmin game and flowers your Pikmin, making them move faster. Appearing in Pikmin 2 and beyond, Ultra Spicy Spray makes your Pikmin move faster. But then, there's Ultra Bitter Spray. This spray does not affect Pikmin. Instead, it affects enemies. For example, look at this beady Longlegs. Now look at him now. It completely turned them into stone, allowing time to attack. It's really a shame it hasn't appeared in more games. Apparently in my last show I didn't talk about every single type of nectar, so this is going to be my apology. Firstly, let's talk about nectar enemies, such as the Sun Squish, as well as the Fulix and the Ghoulix. There are also Honeywisps, which drop nectar when they die. Parasitic Mytites drop nectar when they die. Sometimes Flint Beetles drop them. Both Spectralids drop their respective nectar. The Nectar Standifly drops nectar when it dies in Pikmin 3. Lastly, if any creature dies while being frozen by Ice Pikmin, it drops nectar as well. Phew, better take a sip of nectar after those facts. In Pikmin Bloom, there are many other types of nectar. For example, there's blue nectar, red nectar, and lastly, yellow nectar. By the way, thank you so much for 20 subscribers. Mandiblards, like the shear grubs. This is a female shear grub, and this is a mama shear grub. This is a shearwig. Yeah, this is a swarming shear grub. Okay, let's cut to the chase. The reason why you clicked here is because it's about to get unhinged. This is the queen shearwig, which makes sense. And the shearwig has the same texture as this snooping switch bug, who also has the same texture as this glint beetle. Do you see the connections I'm making? This is also in the snooping stitch bug family. Who would have guessed? And I know I'm theorizing, but this male shear grub could potentially be in the same family as this stitch bug, who could also be with this flint beetle. So this might be related to this, or even this is related to this. Bomb rocks are one of the most iconic parts of Pikmin. In the first game, they can blow up your Pikmin enemies and these reinforced walls. In Pikmin 4, they added Icy Bomb Rocks, which can be used to freeze enemies just like using an Ice Pikmin. Violet Dweevils carry Bomb Rocks to carry to your Pikmin. They can be used to cheese big bosses like the Emperor Bulblax or Southern Bulblax. While dealing with an aerial or enemy that moves a lot, they aren't as effective. In the first game, Yellow Pikmin were the only Pikmin being able to carry them. I don't know how to end these videos. This is every type of Pikmin. Red Pikmin are slightly stronger and immune to fire. Yellow Pikmin jump higher and are immune to electricity. They were also the first Pikmin to be able to carry Bomb Rocks. Blue Pikmin are immune to water. Technically, Puffmin is also a type of Pikmin, only appearing in Pikmin 1, and they try to attack Olimar. Purple Pikmin can stun enemies when they land on them, and they can also carry 10 times their weight. White Pikmin are incredible diggers, and they contain a poison that will kill enemies. Rock Pikmin lunge themselves at enemies and can also break glass. Winged Pikmin, they just fly. Ice Pikmin can freeze lakes and enemies. And although it's technically not a type of Pikmin, Glow Pikmin can only be summoned during nighttime in caves, and they're just immune to everything. The stages of a Bulborb. First, we begin with the Bulborb larvae. It is spewed out from the Empress Bulblax and crawls instead of walk. During his next phase, he grows legs. This is the Albino Dwarf Bulborb. In his final phase, he grows up to a regular spotty Bulborb. However, something went wrong during the birth process. He becomes a Jumbo Bulborb. I'll even include the Bulblax for you. This is a Dwarf Bulbear. It is birthed from a regular spotty Bulborb. They grow up into spotty Bulbears. It can get set on fire during this phase, but if it doesn't, it can grow up to be a Southern Bulblax. Or if it is ranked highly, an Emperor Bulblax. And if female, it will turn into an Empress Bulblax. The difference between Dweevils and Arachnorbs. First, let's talk about physical differences, like how Dweevils have eyes, and how Dweevils' heads don't pop open to reveal treasure. However, they are similar as they can carry treasure up top of their heads. However, Dweevils are elemental, as opposed to Arachnorbs, which have some special abilities, but they're not elemental. Dweevils are also just much easier to defeat. Let's take this yellow Dweevil, for example. It's powered by electricity, so if you have yellow Pikmin, it's not even a challenge. And even if you don't, Ochi can just ram into it and it's basically dead. However, Arachnorbs are more as a boss. Take the beady Longlegs, for example. They have 4 legs Pikmin can crawl up to hit the main center, their head. Or you can use yellow Pikmin to throw them immediately onto the head. However, its legs crush Pikmin, which kills them immediately unless you have rock Pikmin. However, it's good to kill them since they always carry some sort of treasure. This is the peckish Aristocrab. It can trap Pikmin in bubbles or swallow them whole. At least the Aristocrab offspring isn't as scary. They're not as tanky, and they only produce a small amount of bubbles, so you can beat them pretty easily. One special thing about them is that they can hide. One special thing to know about the Aristocrab, though, they can swallow a lot of Pikmin at once, at least for the peckish one. Well, yes, blue Pikmin are useful since they can be found in sea, but most of the time they're found in sand. Therefore, rock Pikmin wipe the floor with them. And if all else fails, just use a bomb rock. This is the Bloom-Cap Bloister, a large enemy with a unique gimmick, its tail. The only way to actually attack this enemy is by attacking it on its tail. The more you attack, then its shell springs up. While in this position, it's really good to rush your Pikmin on it. This will do a lot of damage to him. However, eventually he'll get back up. It's good to whistle them back before he does. This is just the cycle and how to defeat him, so it's pretty easy. However, easier than that is the Toady Bloister. All you have to do is latch Pikmin on its tail, and it's basically dead. Oh, and then there's this one. The Ranging Bloister is a complete mess to fight. It was introduced in Pikmin 2, and thank God it didn't come back. He's tankier, he flies now, and you still need to hit him on his tail. Oh, and let's not forget the giant tongue that he can send down. Cavern for a King has nothing on Dream Den. This is the Crusted Rumpup. It has a full shell of armor, so where's his weak spot? Underneath his tail. Upon throwing 20 Pikmin, it'll reveal its final weak spot where you can actually do damage. Despite his appearance, he's actually a boss, though not a powerful one. He's really tanky and still takes 4 cycles to just kill him. Be careful though, he's incredibly dangerous. If you lead a squad of Pikmin in front of him, they might get totally wiped. His dash attacks are really powerful, and they shouldn't be undermined at all. So when the tip of the tail appears, make sure you use all your Pikmin on it. And, maybe use a spray. Here's a fact for mostly every Pikmin enemy I had. Those rollers can kill anything. You straight up have a gun. Shove Stuff, it is indeed the worst type of Pikmin. Why did Pikmin 4 take away your effect? Why did Pikmin 4 make you not ugly? Pikmin 1 Smoky Prog was actual death. It is a Southern Bulblax, not an Emperor. This man eats metal. Oh, that's a new enemy. It just poisons okay. Genuinely one of my favorite final bosses of all time. It takes way too much work to get this King Slime ripoff. This isn't a enemy, however, it was the first short that got 500 views, so I felt I had to include it. For the video I had this guy on, it took me so long to find this enemy, which I still don't know the name of. They actually rot in water. They're actually pretty useful if you need to blow up a wall and they're in front of them. Oh, less damage and a mediocre ability? This looks like an incredibly good Pikmin. This toddler has the same strength as a fully grown adult, mimicking itself. Rock Pikmin are completely impervious to this entire species. If I pull up with an ice Pikmin, he dies. God, he would taste so good on my plate. God, this boss is so cool. I hope they put him in more areas other than just the sandy place. There's like 5 different times you appear in the game. Please take a rest. This is one of those shorts where I got something wrong. They can't spit mud. Why do you have a glass tank built in your body? Despite its name, you cannot eat it. It's fire. You're so hard to hit, you know that? That's fliptastic! What was that? You want a gilded beetle? Sure. You think he tastes like bubblegum? It is an honor getting 50 subs, and I hope you know I could have done none of this if it weren't for you. This is the Puffy Blowhog. It's just a type of pig that flies that also spews air. You know, in any other video game series, this would actually be barbaric. However, for Pikmin, it's probably the most normal thing they have. This is the Icy Blowhog, mainly the same, except for frigid air that he spews. It just freezes Pikmin players in Ochi. Now, the Withery Blowhog is actually very unique. It withers Pikmin's flowers, so it's not really harmful, except for if you're in a cave with deep coals, but it's still very unique. And then somebody shot them and they de-evolved. This is the Fiery Blowhog. It's a type of blowhog that doesn't actually fly. It just spews out flames. It's actually one of the most iconic enemies in all of Pikmin. Now, the Snowhog is probably my favorite one just because of his name. It's really clever how they combine snow and blowhog. But anyway, all it does is spew out icy, frigid air, just like the Icy Blowhog, except now it freezes Pikmin and it can't fly. This is the Watery Blowhog. It spews out water. Yeah, what do you expect? Now, the Tusk Blowhog is where it peaked. No elemental powers, no wind, no fire, no water, just pure strength and dashing. This is the Hermit Crawmad, the cowardish aquatic species. Their main attack is to gobble your Pikmin and run away. However, they do have a massive weak spot, their body. So when they scuttle away, rush all your Pikmin on it. The Bug-Eyed Crawmad is much different. Firstly, even when they try to gobble up your Pikmin, he is not vulnerable. The way to do this is by whacking Pikmin at their eyes. Rock Pikmin works the best. When you break both his eyes, his stomach will appear. That's the weak spot. That's where you can actually do damage. This boss can use 3 to 4 cycles, so make sure you use Ultra Spicy Spray. This is how purple Pikmin break all known laws of gravity. We only know of these claims because of the Water Wraith appearing in both Pikmin 4 and Pikmin 2. To sum up a confusing Pikilopedia entry, he basically doesn't exist, at least in our world. And I am not talking about how he is a video game character. Another Pikilopedia entry worthy to note, purple Pikmin break gravity when they jump. When they jump, they can turn something that's not even in the 3rd dimension into something inside their dimension. So yes, this form of him doesn't really exist. All of this happened because he jumped. If you couldn't tell by now, this is a remaster of one of my oldest Pikmin shorts. Does anybody remember berries? They appear in almost every mainline Pikmin game, yet they feel so obscure. Well, let's list out all the things you can do with them. Nectar! Yeah, that's it. And you might think Ultra Spicy Spray is a really important part of Pikmin. How can you say it's obscure? And I ask, how did you get them? Chances are, they're not from a berry tree. You probably got them from nectar eggs or ice Pikmin. They made it seem like a really big thing in Pikmin 2, even having its own enemy to go along with it. They even had purple berries for Ultra Bitter Spray. But just like Bitter Spray, both of those things are gone. This is the anode beetle, an electrifying insect. It can pair up with other insects, and it can make a literal power line. While that's cool and all, if there's only one, then it literally can't do any damage to you. To attack it, you must throw Pikmin right on top of it. When you do, his belly will get exposed, so much so that you can actually attack it. They're insanely easy to defeat, and if you have yellow Pikmin, they can't attack you at all. However, other Pikmin won't be as lucky. Chances are, if you know Pikmin, you know who Olimar is. But just in case you haven't, he was the main character in Pikmin 1, where you had to rush and find all his ship parts. And while some are used for comedic effect, like the Geiger counter always ticking but Olimar doesn't know that it measures radiation, some are used for more dark purposes. The Nova Blaster can blast a hole through a planet. And yes, you heard me right, this thing is a more powerful Death Star. What's even more scary about this? Hey, what's that? This is the Eternal Fuel Dynamo. It creates eternal fuel. Now Olimar's a very kind-hearted soul. But if Louie got it, well, if he got it, he could blow up solar systems in 7 seconds. Now Olimar only needs to use this if there's a meteor in the way, but he fails his shot 2 times in the entire series. So now I just gave you the knowledge that Olimar can blast a hole through your planet. Do purple Pikmin live up to their expectations? Let's see. Firstly, let's say their abilities. They can lift more than 10 times their weight. Now, that's good and all, but that's highly situational, unless you're in a cave. Their other abilities being able to stun any creature. That's really good, but Ochi does that exact same thing. So I've come to a conclusion that I'm afraid to make. Are purple Pikmin overrated? Short answer, no. Almost every Pikmin game has to require you to get purple Pikmin to progress. Heck, they're the only way to get the Doomsday apparatus. In fact, I consider them to be one of the best Pikmin ever. Where does Pikmin take place? First, let's look at some treasures. This is just somebody's dentures. But more specifically, it looks like a human's dentures. But let's just say that this planet has species that look like human. That doesn't mean that this planet is Earth. Well, I'm not done with the treasures. That's just a Game Boy. But fine, let's say that this planet had similar humans that built similar devices. That still doesn't mean that this planet is Earth. I did not say I was done. Game & Watch, D-pad, jewelry. Like, come on. And there's still more. Rubber ducky. Like, seriously. There's even an adapter. That's just a pack of sardines. It's safe to assume that PNF 404 is Earth. I mean, come on, look at the planet. This is the Rock Pikmin, one of the strongest and sharpest Pikmin. They do more damage, break crystal walls. I mean, their only downside is that they can't repetitively jump on things. Oh, and then there's Winged Pikmin, I guess. Nah, I'm kidding. Winged Pikmin are actually some of the best Pikmin you could have. Is something on a ledge? Oh, I can just use yellow Pikmin. Okay, yeah, but imagine how hard it's going to be to line it up. Just send a Winged Pikmin, they can deliver it in seconds. Are they purple Pikmin level? No, not by a long shot, but they're still decent. One of their only downsides is that they can't really do much damage to, enemies. They have lower damage. However, other than that, it's pretty good. Also, rock Pikmin are just completely immune to getting curb stomped, so they're pretty good. How many Pokos does Olimar have? Well, we know Olimar keeps all his Pokos inside the secret safe. Now, the secret safe weighs 85 whole Pikmin, so it is really tough to carry it. So let's see if I can use measurements to try and find it. Well, let's find the size of a Poco. Let's assume Olimar puts Pokos right here. So this would be the size of that Poco. So let's measure a bunch of Pokos on it. This comes out to 19 on this side. Since there are 85 sides, let's multiply this by 85. 19 times 85. Alright. Using my incredible mathematics, I was able to tell that it was 1,615. So this means they would have been able to clear all their debt if it weren't for one person selling his ship for a mere 100 Pokos. This is the Ice Pikmin, one of the most overpowered creatures in all of Pikmin. It can one-shot enemies, it makes blue Pikmin useless, and most importantly, it freezes enemies. Alright, that's a lot to take in, so I'll give you a couple seconds. Just kidding, there's even more. When an enemy swallows it, it also can freeze. Kind of like how white Pikmin deal poison damage to enemies if they eat them. But it makes sense because the white Pikmin's onion is locked behind one of the hardest challenges in the game, whereas you can get the ice Pikmin's onion right before the post-game. That is not fair. Now listen, when it comes to glow Pikmin, I think I have to explain. I do not like it. Now, I used to be able to think, wow, this Pikmin is still really cool, however, I do think it's one of the worst. And then Shove Stuff made a video trying to debunk me, and saying that red Pikmin is actually the worst, which is not true by a mile. So, ever since that, I just don't really like him anymore. Now listen, he's still an incredible Pikmin, I won't get that wrong. I mean, he's immune to anything, he can fly, he's basically all Pikmin merged into one. But the one question I have to ask, how often are you going to use it? Because if you do like 7 night missions in a row, which is already tedious enough, the max you're going to get is like 15. And you can only use them in caves at night. While glow Pikmin are still incredibly good, it doesn't really match the competition of the other Pikmin. But I can still respect you if you say that that's your favorite type of Pikmin. I mean, he does have a sick design. Did you know that Pikmin can sing? First appearing in Pikmin 2, Pikmin can hum a variety of tunes depending on the squad that they're in. If you have 20 of each Pikmin, they'll sing this melody. Also in Pikmin 2, if there are no treasures left, they'll just sing the title theme. They didn't stop in Pikmin 3. If there's at least 20 of each Pikmin, then they'll sing the main theme to Pikmin 3. Lastly, in Pikmin 4, there's also a couple of themes. If you have at least 20 Pikmin, they'll sing any classic tune from Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2, except if you just finished in Golf Castle, from that point on, they can sing the Water Wraith theme, which can be terrifying. The Mamuta is such a beautiful entity, so peaceful. All he does is flower your Pikmin. They even consider it the guardian of Pikmin. But with all pros comes a con. And this one's con is way too big to ignore. This may look like a simple egg, and it is. It's made by Mamuta, and you expect it to be peaceful. But if it's malformed, or breaks, or hatches, then it appears. This is the Smoky Prog, death above all death. It leaves a trail of red mist, and if any Pikmin is unfortunate to step on it, it passes. Your best move is either to jam it with Pikmin, or spam as many bomb rocks as possible. Even if the Pikmin are in their safest position, their sprouted form, the Smoky Prog will uproot them with a roar. It is hard to tell how such a peaceful enemy can correlate to this master of destruction and death. So let this be your warning. Run. I love Pikmin 3, but at the same time, some of these enemy designs are barbaric. And yes, this isn't just an example, this is a real enemy from Pikmin 3. More specifically, I'll be focusing on the bosses, and let's just already start with this one. This is the Armored Maudad, the first boss in Pikmin 3. It has crystal armor protecting itself from any attacks. Mostly every attack, Rock Pikmin can crack that crystal armor. When all of the armor is cracked, you can send Red Pikmin, which is the only Pikmin you have at the time, to attack it. Its design shares a lot of similarities with the Pikmin 2 boss, the Segmented Cropster. This is the Behemoth Fozbat, the next boss. Remains completely invisible unless shown by light. Now you're gonna notice a theme. For every boss, it has some correlation to some Pikmin. This one's no different. You're gonna need yellow Pikmin to flash the lights on him. After defeating him, you find the third captain, Charlie. Alright, now what is this? This is the Scornet Maestro. It's a bee, it's a bird, it's a butterfly, it's a composer. He commands a bunch of little bees to attack you, and you have to use wing Pikmin to dismantle them. I mean, that's basically it. But at least it can't get any worse. Are you serious? This is the Sand-Belching Mirror Slug. He burps sand, he can make pit holes. Yeah, that's basically it. This one doesn't really have a Pikmin type to focus on, so just use any Pikmin you want. And just when I thought it couldn't get any worse. This is the Quaggled Meyerklops. Part turtle, part land, part strawberry. I don't know what this thing is not a part of. He's like a 3-legged arachnorm. All you need to do is attack all 3 of his legs. There's a lot of water here, so it's important to use blue Pikmin. But this time there's 2, because you also need to break the crystals. After beating him, you get Louie back, but most importantly, your juice. That's not even an animal. This is the Plasm Wraith. By itself, it's not scary at all, but when it absorbs Olimar, it becomes a horror game character. This is the mysterious life form, the Ghoulix, but even worse. My only tip is literally just to run. It's invincible. Go on, run! God, Pikmin 2 surprises me every day. Did you know that there are some treasures that work as upgrades? This is the 5-man knapsack. It allows Olimar or Louie to heal while they're resting. But there's even more. This may look like a regular chopped up eraser, but it's actually used to protect Olimar and Louie from electricity. Similarly, this toy robot is used to protect Olimar and Louie from fire. This one serves a different purpose. Wait a minute, is that the McDonald's logo? As much as it would have been cool, no. But Pikmin 2 is known for having just random brands in it. However, it still has a cool purpose nonetheless. It makes plucking Pikmin easier. You just whistle and they pop out. However, it does mainly seem like you're just annoying the Pikmin so that they can get up. This is the Water Dumble, the little ball of terror. It's just a more powerful dwarf Bulborb. Aquatic, smaller hitbox, bigger reach. I mean, he's the real deal. They also swallow very fast. Since they're aquatic, your only real shot is blue Pikmin. He has a very simplistic design, something that I cannot say for the Waddlepuss. He blows bubbles. Yeah. That's it. He has such a cool idea, such a cool name. And this is his ability? Not really. If Pikmin are attacking him, he can blow up like Megamind. Since they're underwater, just use blue Pikmin, but if they're not, literally any other Pikmin works. Wait a sec, did I leave a stray rock Pikmin? Oh, wait a minute, the Water Dumble, no! Here's a simple summarization of the entire Pikmin series. While on an expedition, a meteor collides with the SS Dolphin, causing him to land on PNF 404, the planet of the main Pikmin game. Every ship part has been scattered around, and it seems like there's no hope for Olimar, until he finds this weird species called Pikmin. The Pikmin have an innate desire to carry things, so with their help, you're able to recover the engine and other parts. But make sure to do it quick, because at nighttime you have to go back to your ship, because nighttime predators will appear. When Olimar has all his ship parts, he waves goodbye and blasts off. With this, he has achieved the good ending. For 10 minutes. In Pikmin 2, Olimar comes to the shocking realization of debt. Why? 'Cause of this rascal. This is Olimar's co-worker, Louie, who all he wants to do is eat. He wants to eat so much that when he was tasked to carrying the high-value golden Pick carrots, instead, he ate them all. This causes them to have an insufferable amount of debt, so much so that even if they sold all their things, they would still have 10,100 debt left. Because of the debt, the president asks you to return back to PNF 404 to collect more treasure. After spending days there, you finally get all the treasure and come back safely. Well, Olimar does. Louie stays back. So you have to return back to the planet to retrieve him. Pikmin 3 has these Copatites get food. Then you pick up on the Olimar storyline in Pikmin 4. Surprise, surprise, he crashed again. But this time, the rescue service to get him also crashed. So now you gotta find them and Olimar and all the castaways that are on this planet for some reason. After doing all of that, you finally go back to the rescue corps and leave. And then you return. Turns out Ochi's not feeling well because Moss has infected Ochi with some sort of illness. So now you gotta rescue more Copatites, and then you finally go to the cave that Louie was there all along. Finally, you get some DNA and cure Ochi. And now you have to find every single castaway and all the treasures on this planet. And that's a wrap of Pikmin. You guys seem to like the upgrades video in Pikmin 2, but what if I told you there's also upgrades in Pikmin 3? This time they appear more like armor. Take the Metal Suit Z, for example. It makes you much more tankier. But there's more than just armor. Instead, the dodge whistle works as an ability. It allows you and your Pikmin to dodge attacks. There's even some from Pikmin 2. The Scorch Guard has the same purpose as the Metal Suit Z, which also shares the same name as the Metal Suit Z. All it does is prevent fire damage. Now try and guess what the anti-electrifier does. Yeah, all it does is prevent electricity damage. These can be really helpful, so tell me in the comments if you want to see a Pikmin 4 video about them. I talked about the man on legs, but there's a reason why I'm going to be recapping him. If you don't know, he's a mechanical arachnoid with a gun. That's it. Why did I bring him up? Because we're going to be talking about whatever this is. This is the Gatling Groink. I mean, it's a cute goldfish with legs. And a gun, and a visor, and armor. Yeah. It's found in the last area of Pikmin 2. It was just the man at legs before the man at legs. It's also insanely powerful. I mean, it has a gun and it's tanky. Pretty powerful if you ask me. It also reminds me how bad it would be to live in the Pikmin world if you were the same size as Olimar. Sometimes they're found in water, so it's important to use blue Pikmin as well. This is the Carinier. You wanna know what? I'm not even gonna care about pronunciations. This is the Cardarig. The Cardarig has a very unique enemy design. It has balloon organs. Oh, and a bomb, I guess. This enemy's entire motto is going boom. It's also incredibly similar to the Gatling Groink. Think about it. Commonly found in caves, usually found in the last area of the game. I mean, even if there's some similarities, there's still similarities. Now, this goes as saying, but yellow Pikmin are going to be your best shot because they can jump just as high as them. You can also bait them to dropping bombs. Wait. The last installment of the upgrade series, Pikmin 4. This one easily has the most upgrades. Like, this is actually barbaric. But unlike any other game, you actually have to buy these. Not with Pokos, with raw materials. Found the lab, each one serves a different purpose. The survey drone allows you to look at an area from a bird's eye view. Another Scorch Guard. There are 3 of them now. There's a headlamp that's used for 2 caves. HP buff for you and your dog. And I guess the Copatites were built different because they were able to charge without a charging horn. But for every pro has its cons. This upgrade lets you punch 3 times. Isn't that cool? Who is using the punch feature in Pikmin 4? Who? It did a reasonable amount of damage in Pikmin 1 and 2. In Pikmin 4, it barely does anything. It's so iconic they even had it in Smash. But Pikmin are so much more viable. I can't talk about all of them, but if you want to see, here's the list. This is the bearded amp rat, the fluffy electrocutor. It looks friendly on its own like this. However, if you make it mad, it turns electrifying. When in the state, it dashes at any Pikmin trying to take them down. They're one of the few enemies that actually use sense when using their elemental powers. Let me show you how they produce electricity. It uses its face-long beard to produce static electricity. Because you're dealing with electricity, just use yellow Pikmin. That's the end of the compilation. I hope you enjoyed this Pikilopedia mega file.